We need that disclaimer from the BT podcast. Nothing said on the show reflects the views of anyone on it.
Hello, everyone. Fuck it. All right. Hello.
Please put that in before the theme song. I don't. This episode started really weird. I was like, oh, we're going to start a new podcast, talk about nerdy stuff. I was like, Star Wars? That sounds great. And then it just immediately became BT Podcast 2.0.
Except this is real. I'm not making this up. There's a dude in the Ukraine right now running for president in a Darth Vader costume.
Right, this isn't fan fiction. This is something that exists on Earth right now.
Although, can you imagine the fan fiction if he gets elected?
Oh my god. It's mostly gonna be erotic, you know, of course.
I ship Vader and Putin.
Oh god.
I ship it real hard.
Who's top?
Putin, obviously.
Oh wow, no, I would say Vader. I mean, Putin has like incredible, almost illegal powers, but Vader
almost.
but Vader has like powers, all caps, powers.
Well, he's also kind of crippled. It's more work. He prefers to let other people take care of it.
Yeah, and Putin's actually in awesome physical shape.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Vader, he's got all those breathing problems. He has, like, prosthetic arms and legs. It's an ordeal.
Vader can't take off his clothes for sex.
I'm sure he has, like a
Finish your thought. Finish your thought, Austin.
He has, like, a fursuit kind of, like, zipper. A pouch, you know, what's it fucking called? I'm not versed in the scene. What are they called? Like a flap? Nobody?
Because I was like, I fucking need something to read. And I came across a Stephen King book. And I'd never read Stephen King before, so I was like, hey, you know, I hear this Stephen King cat can write a mean book. So I picked it up. The book was called Geralds Game. Well, you see, Leon, the Geralds Game book is about a woman who, during a session of bondage sex, manages to accidentally kill her husband while handcuffed to her own bed. And all the book basically takes place after that. I believe you were about to tell us being arrested and discussing Gerald's Game with an officer.
I want to hear that so much.
I mean, it's not really the best story. Have we touched on my criminal history before?
No, that's what blew me away. I live such a boring life in terms of getting in trouble. I've never even had a brush with the law, so
I know all about your criminal history, Austin.
I feel like I've talked to at least with Johnny. I got arrested for shoplifting that particular time, and as we were driving, I was like, hey, do you ever read Gerald's Game? There's a part, because spoilers, how she gets out of the handcuffs is she rips the skin off of her hand and, like, slips out of it, like, with blood lubricant without her skin. And I was like, would that really work? And he's like, dude, I was totally reading that book. And I was asking the same question, like, we were just, like, discussing it, like, casually. And then I was like, am I still under arrest? We bonded, dude. But I was.
Yeah, I don't think you get out of legal jams just because you and the arresting officer share an interest in literature.
Johnny, do you know the difference between a Sasquatch and a Yeti?
Is it regional?
Yes, it actually is. A Sasquatch is in the forest and Yeti is in the mountains. It's weird that I know this, and I wanted to share that with you.
I thought it might be that.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to talk about as it pertains to either cryptozoology or the Zune before Johnny takes us away into something that's both funny and frightening?
I really like to say chupacabra.
It's pretty cool. It's good word to say.
Chupacabra! If let's say the Sasquatch did exist, how would you want to fight it?
Okay. I thought I actually. My God, you're doing transitionary material.
I'm trying. You're not making the.
You went through
Just got
Leon.
awkward.
Leon went through the 5 stages of grief there. He was like, oh God.
Okay, I can deal with this.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what poutine is? We had this conversation on the Blister Thumbs podcast.
Really?
It's French fries with gravy and weird cheese.
Oh.
Cheese curds. It's not a weird cheese, it's cheese curds.
Oh.
It looks delicious.
It
It's
does?
it's fucking awesome. And then people are like, no, let's put some bacon and chopped green onions on that. No, let's put some pulled pork and barbecue on that son of a bitch with chorizo sausage.
Sounds awesome.
It is awesome. I don't know why America hasn't gone on this. It is so your jam. French fries, cheese, gravy, like fried meats.
Our healthcare system is still working itself out, so we have to worry about our hearts.
What do you think made it so that Canada had universal health care? Too many people were poutining to death.
So you feel we have to force the issue by making ourselves even worse off?
I'm telling you that the moment that your death rate eclipses your birth rate, that will be like, wait a minute, maybe we ought to do... Of course, knowing America, they'll probably just try to legislate, the size of poutine that you'd be able to get served.
Well, we're working on it. The government made me get health insurance. I am insured now. I'm like an adult. This excites me so much that I'm going to tell you a little story. When I learned about this news, I was sitting in the waiting room of a doctor's office, and my wife was sitting to my right. And I was trying to load the information on my tiny little phone. I said, "Hon, they announced the new Star Wars cast for the new movie." And she says, "Oh, that's cool." She kind of likes Star Wars, but isn't as thrilled about the new movies as myself. And I said, "My phone won't load," and she knew how important this was to me, so she loaded it on her phone, and she handed it to me, and I looked at it, and I looked at her, and with no shame, and a bunch of people sitting around us, and maybe even looking at me, shake around like a nerd, I said, "Max von Sydow is in this movie." And she's like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "He's the guy from all the Ingmar Bergman films. You know him. He was the knight who played chess with death." And he's like, "Oh yeah." So and she says, "That's great, but be quiet. People are looking at you." and I was like, "I don't care. Max von Sydow is in this movie. I wonder who he's gonna play." She says, "I don't know, but I gotta go now because they're calling me back." So that was my story of how I reacted.
America's great. I love America. I think your political system is kind of fucked up, and your tax system is fucked up, and your health care is fucked up. Your banking system's kind of fucked up, too. There's a lot of fucked up things. But you're like that girlfriend that I just can't quit.
America is pretty hot.
Hot.
Just crazy. All right.
Because it's all about confidence. It's all about attitude.
Yeah.
If you walk into the room and you feel like you're the hottest piece of ass in there, people see it. They're like, "Whoa, that's some hot shit."
And you can get away with anything if you're hot enough. It doesn't matter.
Sometimes America walks in and says, "Whoa, I'm hot shit, and everybody wants to fuck me," and that's way different.
That is an amazing impression, by the way. That is an amazing impression. I was just driving around, and although I had not thought about this show in approximately 20 years, it just popped into my head, and I said, I remember there was a show called Mantis, and it was on Fox. For the life of me, I cannot remember what Mantis stands for. When I say Mantis, it's not about a guy who looks like a praying mantis. He looks like a dude in a suit. It's just all black. But Mantis has it stands for something. The M stands for something, and the A stands for something. I can't remember what it was, and this is embarrassing. So let's say it stands for Mr. Anderson needs to ignite Scotland. So.
Do you want to know what it stands for? I looked it up.
No. I insist we think of other things that it stands for right now on the spot. Maybe Allison's needles touch infinite scrotums. Major Armstrong's 9-ton ivory sailboat. but it was great. It was a really cool show. It ran for. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page now, and yes, it does stand for something stupid. It's like God, what is it? Mechanically augmented neurotransmitter interception system. God, that sounds stupid. God, I liked mine better. Maximum allies. No tickling iris, Steven. Alright, so.
I could just listen to him do that for an hour.
Absolutely none. No, I'm done. I have nothing.
It ain't a book until there's a paragraph about horse dong. That's what I've always said.
Well, that's what someone has to ask the Pope about next.
About the horse dongs?
Yeah, it's like, what about, and apropos of nothing, just walk up to the Pope and say, Pope, what about the horse dongs? What about him? He might have and the amazing thing is when he was asked about the aliens, it seems like he had an answer like that, you know? He didn't like hem and haw about it and like give it a great deal of thought. He was like, of course, aliens. So if you ask him about horse genitalia, he might have something ready for us. Okay.
Do we think it would happen in the other direction? Like we show up on their planet and we're like, oh, hey, can we join the Church of Gorfanax? Like, would that be a thing? Most of humans would convert to their religion?
I would love to join the Church of Gorfanax. I hear they have great sermons.
I don't know. Why would we assume theirs wouldn't be as legitimate as ours? I think that'd be interesting.
Well, I wouldn't personally, but that's just because of how quote-unquote legitimate I consider religion on Earth to be.
Okay, well, but maybe on the planet of the Gorfanaxians, they've proven the existence of their god, and like if so, I'd be like, geez, all right, yeah, you guys figured this stuff out.
Leon,
you were all wrong.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Okay.
Wait, are you saying if an alien race could prove the existence of their deity, you wouldn't convert, Johnny?
I guess it would depend on the extent of like omnipotence that this deity.
If Lord Gorthanaxis could bend
this is our deity, and Lord Gorthanax can spit like 30 feet. I'd be like, yeah.
I guess it would depend on Lord Gorthanax's like basically agenda for us. Like if this Lord Gorthanax, God, I can't believe I keep saying it. It were like a benevolent a god, and he was like I'm super cool and I'm way better than the Judeo-Christian thing. And by the way, he's not real. It's all about Gorthanax. Then I'd be like, you know what? You got my vote. I know you don't vote for gods, but you got mine, and
I've converted everyone to Lord Gorthanaxian, so I can't even say my own made-up deity's name.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay Gorthanaxian.
We have to go now.
All hail Gorthanax.
All hail Gorthanax.
All hail Gorthanax.
It's just
So, I know neither of you guys have ever seen the show, right?
I have watched some of it.
I have watched zero.
Okay. I saw, like...
All I'm saying is I just want to see more bunt line hitches and chain splices.
Sailing terminology. I got the joke. Good one, Johnny.
Knots.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. I want to see a Zeppelin bend. Not...
I hate you more than I did before, Johnny.
I'm sorry, but that was a deep joke, is what that was, gentlemen. I just bent the continuum of humor.
Is that what you did? Is that why I got no laughs?
Yeah. It's so far ahead of the curve that people won't notice that's funny for like 7 years.
Your sailing jokes have anchored us down, Johnny. Gee.
Leon.
Yes.
Don't blow wind up my ass.
I have no more, so I'm not gonna push this any further. And
I was just waiting for that to fizzle out.
You guys are no fun.
One last thing though, I have Drakengard 3 here, and if you listen to the BT podcast, you know that I never shut the fuck up about Drakengard. So I'll talk about that probably next week when I finished it. But it's happening.
Any weird naked like alien babies or?
There are no babies from beyond the veil of space and time yet, but there are dragons pissing themselves.
Is
So
that
that's a
is
thing.
that what they were? Babies from beyond the veil of space and time? Because it was a little scarier than that.
There was a veil.
Leon, you weren't there for the Drakengard episode, were you?
I was there for no veils at all.
Okay, so Drakengard is a shitty old PS2 game where it's basically just a Dynasty Warriors ripoff.
Okay.
But halfway through, it starts getting weird. Like your party members are like a cannibal and a pedophile and it's just really weird. And then it gets even weirder, and then it just starts raining demon babies.
Oh,
It's
okay.
It's just super weird, and it's great. And now the new one is out, even though the other games didn't sell well and they killed the company. That's actually the company that made Drakengard 3 is the Deadly Premonition people.
Oh, God.
Oh, fantastic.
Is the pedophile into the demon babies?
I don't think so.
All right, I don't know if there's a... Never mind. I'm not going to go down this hole. But can we just talk about how stupid the title is for Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice? Not the Dawn of Justice part. I mean, you could just call it Batman versus Superman, and that would be enough. You can call it Dawn of Justice just to hype the fact that this is the beginning of the Justice League. I mean calling it Batman v Superman. They made it very clear that it is V, not versus. It just makes it just makes me think that this is a Supreme Court case. I mean,
I know, right?
Is Superman trying to have integrated schools with Batman?
It's a legal drama.
Yeah, it's very strange. I mentioned this on Twitter, and someone said it actually seems like Batman and Superman are getting divorced.
No, it's custody. It's a custody battle.
Oh,
Of Robin?
Yeah, it's a custody battle.
What's funny is I would actually rather watch that than the actual movie they're gonna make.
Oh my God, I would love to see Batman v Superman, the battle for custody of Robin. Nier is the one where the girl magically grows a ghost penis.
Magically grows a ghost penis? No. Kaine is a hermaphrodite.
Oh gosh, I heard it was completely different from that.
No, that's just the way she was born.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, Nier is amazing. There's also a gay character, Emil, who has a crush on the Nier, the guy that you are. Okay. No, Nier's amazing. It's not good, but it's amazing.
Okay, that's all I heard about it. Someone said there was something else, she was possessed by something to do with a penis, but no, she's just a hermaphrodite. Well, she is possessed, but that's separate from her being born with male genitals and female genitals, I think. That's awesome. The English localization isn't entirely clear on it, but she's not traditionally equipped. Oh, okay. By the way, when I say all this, I'm not even trying to make a joke. I think it's awesome that there is a hermaphrodite in a video game, because that's typically not a demographic that gets much representation. And she's a total badass, too. Cool.
You guys will remember a few years ago when a particular senator, whose name escapes me right now, was attempting to make digital copyrights management laws and described the internet as a series of tubes.
Oh God, that was the greatest thing. when he said that the internet was a series of tubes, it was like the heavens parted and it just gave something for the internet to love forever. It was truly a gift from God.
Ted Stevens is the man's name, in case you're wondering.
Ted, thank you. A name that should live in infamy.
The important thing to know about that, not just that the internet is a series of tubes, but what he said immediately prior to it is much better. He says the internet is not a big truck. But the important thing about that is that it's true. That's the true statement. The internet is not a big truck. So he was right about half of what he said.
Obviously, you both seen 12 Monkeys, right?
Oh yeah, that too is one of my favorite movies.
Please, I'm like the Terry Gilliam scholar over here.
Well,
not really, but I've got a book. So,
what I was gonna say is, have you seen the movie that it's based on?
Yes, I did, because I did a Renegade Cut about that, comparing the two.
Oh, and I saw Leon's Renegade Cut about the movie that it was based on.
damn. Now I look like an idiot. When'd you do that?
That was one of the earlier episodes. I could look it up now, but and I will, because you've given me an excuse to promote my show without even realizing it. So that's pretty cool. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna do the thing. God damn it! My page looks weird now because you. Never mind. I'm not even gonna get into Blip right now.
Austin, change tack. Talking about Six-String Samurai.
I don't know what that is.
It only like awesome is what it is.
Well, then you talk about it.
It was a movie about Buddy Holly getting into samurai fights.
Wait, why don't I know about this? This sounds great.
It's fucking amazing. It was like a 1998 martial arts movie that takes place in a like post-nuclear apocalypse America, where like the last free state is Las Vegas. Sound familiar? I know, weird, right? But it like literally it's about this guy who is obviously Buddy Holly. Everybody just calls him Buddy, who is like fighting across the deserts of America to get to Vegas because Elvis has died. And he was the king of Las Vegas. So they're all like, who's going to be the new king of America? So, like, Buddy Holly whips out a sword and just fucking, like, tries to fight his way to Las Vegas. And it's got some of the cheesiest lines I've ever heard in a martial arts movie. It's fantastic. Like, nice suit. Nice suit to die in.
Johnny, I feel like you've made all of this up and are just messing with us.
I'm dead serious. It's called Six-String Samurai.
All right.
Although my favorite line in the movie is, "If I were you, I'd start running." Huh? If you were me, you'd be good looking.
Great.
It is so wacky, and the soundtrack is amazing. The soundtrack is written by this sort of ex-Soviet band called the Red Elvises. It is, I'm dead serious. This is a real movie. It's called Six-String Samurai. It's awesome. It is so awesome.
And that is my story. That's the closest I've ever come to committing a major crime.
That's the closest?
Yeah, I mean, what else would I do?
I don't know. Did you ever get into the close proximity of alcohol before you were of age? That has to be closer.
Well, no, I have not. But that's not I don't know if that's a major crime.
It's a crime. Have you ever jaywalked?
Yeah, but again, that's not a major crime.
I think Leon's secretly a crimer. He's a crime doer.
Have you ever embezzled hundreds of thousands of dollars from a federal institution?
I have not. That would be major.
Are you sure?
I'm almost positive. I've never done that. Not consciously.
Have you ever opened your neighbor's mail, even accidentally?
No.
Have you ever worn red and pink in the same outfit?
That would be a fashion crime, but I don't really wear bright colors. So no. I wear mostly black and gray and dark blue.
I don't know, Yorsky. I think he's clean.
We need to do a cavity search to be sure.
All right. Well,
squat and cough.
You know, I like how quickly I acquiesced to that. I wasn't hesitant about it at all. I was like, well, I guess. I mean, since we're here.
I like to think we're just persuasive.
Okay.
They're doing we already knew about The Last of Us remaster, but they're bringing that and Grand Theft Auto 5 to PS4, and you can import
and PC. Yeah, what a spit in Microsoft's face that was, right?
You can import your Xbox 360 file into the PS4 version.
What a spit! Like that was Sony like standing right in front of Microsoft for like a good minute, like horking up a big loogie and just being like, no, don't move anywhere. Hold on. Stay right there. And like, oh, man, that was dirty pool.
They also made a joke about, they're like, oh, we have this PlayStation Eye, which was, and always has been, an optional peripheral for our console. And they looked in the camera, like, just being a total dick about the Kinect. Just brilliant.
Okay, we have to talk
What's the best part of the show?
the homosexual tension between Will and Hannibal.
Oh, it's so deliciously gay.
Oh my God, this show, and I love it every episode because it just gets more intense every time. I can't say anything about the second season because Austin, I don't want to do anything. Right. But holy crap, just the end of the second season. But it's just so obviously there. Am I wrong?
Nobody is contradicting you.
No. I mean, it's wonderful, and the best part is they're gonna have to address it at some point in a more explicit way, at least in one line. You know, they can't Xena us with this too long because eventually we're just gonna be like, come on, just kiss him for God's sakes.
Isn't that part of the whole ripping off Sherlock Holmes thing, though? You have Sherlock and Watson. You have House and Wilson on House.
I haven't seen House, but I have seen episodes of Sherlock, and I understand there are jokes about Sherlock and Watson being a couple. But that it's the humor part of the series. Where
I mean, in the third season, Watson does get married.
Yeah.
So they don't play this kind of like toe to toe. Will they? Do the fans want? Oh my God! It's like no.
This is very Sam and Diane. It's very much in your face about it, and I feel like in the third season they're going to have to resolve it in some way. I mean, they can either have sex. Or one of them, and that would be fine. Or one of them has to just say something. They have to say something and let it linger there for a minute.
I assume you guys have seen the movies. Have you read the novels as well?
I have not read the novels.
Who has time to read anymore, Austin?
I read them in like high school, so they're a little fuzzy. But I mean, I feel like they've taken a lot of the stuff in a different direction. Like I know they changed like Freddy's gender. They changed Alan's gender, they changed a bunch of the relationships. So, I mean, I think the homoerotic subtext is new, as far as I can remember, and I think this is just a different Hannibal. Actually, it's a different Graham. Like,
yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in the show, he says he was stabbed when he was a police officer, but in the novel/films, Lecter is the one who stabs him when Graham confronts him, right?
Yeah. Apparently, I know this just from legend, at least, like reading on Wikipedias and things like that, is that he goes back to the office to check a detail or something like that, and Lecter's like, oh no, he found me! And then gives him the 1-2.
Yeah, that's how I
and
remember it.
In this case, the 1-2 is not a deep homosexual tension, followed by perhaps a resolving of this created tension, but
we're just trying to say he penetrates him from one man to another.
Yes, forcefully, with passion, as Hannibal Lecter is often portrayed as a very passionate man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, once again, maybe I'm misremembering, but in the novel...
Maybe not in the back. Like, maybe there was some eye contact going on. He didn't do it necessarily from behind.
Johnny's just running with this.
Johnny, we get it. We get it. Manson, yes. We all understand. Thank you for that very much. Flash doesn't just go fast. He can also do other... I'm serious.
No, it just made me think of that Sonic the Hedgehog fan art, Gotta Go Fast. You ever seen that?
No, I have not. What's going on?
Keep talking and I'll find it.
Thank you. Flash doesn't just go fast. He can also, like, because he can go so fast, he can, like, vibrate through things. Like, if there's a wall and they need to get through it, Flash would be like, I can vibrate through this thing because I'm that damn fast. And then he just does. Flash can also do some sort of multiverse, dimensional shit because of how fast he can go. Flash can do stuff.
So in order to save the day, he can go so fast that he can go to a universe where none of the problems in the movie ever happened?
In a way. I just saw the picture. Where did that come from?
I don't know where it came from originally. It's just a meme. Just gotta go fast.
So anyway, so
I'm so glad I got to share this with you, Leon.
Thank you. No, seriously.
I know, but why does everyone love Mega Man so much? Most of his games suck, is where I'm going.
What? What? I'm sorry, what? What happened just now?
I don't like most of the Mega Man games I played. I liked a couple of the X. X is my favorite series of Mega Man. There's a couple of good classic ones. That's the original.
Okay, let me explain something to you about Mega Man.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, you're objectively wrong.
I'm prepared to accept that.
The first Mega Man game is great. It's a really great and very difficult side-scrolling game that maybe revolutionized is the wrong word, but popularized the idea of non-linear gaming. By the way, I find there's a hole in what you have said, because you just said that you played all these Mega Man games and most of them sucked. If they sucked so much, why did you play so many of them?
Because I want to relate to you, Leon. I want to have something to talk about.
Checkmate. Your house of cards have fallen. Dominoes.
Let me respond to your justifications there. Okay? Because, yes, I mean, everyone recognizes that one of the problems with Mega Man is that it gets stale. They've had the one formula that kind of works. They stick to it. It gets boring. That's fine. I don't mind them, not fixing what isn't broken. Pokemon's been the same for 20 years. I love Pokemon. It's fine. My problems with Mega Man, a lot of them, are more like granular things, like level design. There's a lot of blind jumps because the screen doesn't go far enough to see where you're going. Like when Mega Man hits the edge of the screen, it stops, it shifts over, it loads the next, part, and then you could.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, continue. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then, there's instant death spikes. Fuck you. Start the level over. Like
yeah,
you just have.
That's great. It's awesome, and that is why Mega Man is awesome.
That's poor level design. I have to memorize the layout of every level.
Yes.
Fuck yes. I have shit to do, Leon.
No, Mega Man you have to understand the promise of Mega Man, and the promise of Mega Man is you only buy Mega Man if you're ready to commit. It's like buying a ring. You have to be ready to accept the fact that your life is going to be jumping and shooting for a while, or else you can't, or you don't deserve to play Mega Man. You don't buy Mega Man thinking you're going to have fun. You buy Mega Man thinking you're going to feel stressed, and then when you win, you feel great.
I think we've located the issue, Leon.
Hearing somebody else talk like that, I now kind of get an impression of what it's like when I talk about the Stalker games.
We were talking about important things before we started recording today, the Supreme Court, what Canada Day really means. But we're not going to talk about any of that because you don't want to hear it. You want to hear us talking about fucking a computer. And that's what we are going to talk about. And I'm not even kidding. We're going to talk about sex with a computer because apparently you can do that now, kind of. Not in the Lawnmower Man kind of way, which would be amazing. Not even in the Lawnmower Man 2 kind of way. You're actually we're just going to jump right into this. I refuse to
No foreplay?
No.
Come on.
I'm not going to dance around this. I'm just going to talk about the fact that there is now a physical application that you can put on your iPad that lets you rest your fleshlight in it for sex making. So I'm guessing the idea is that you put on porn and you grip onto the iPad and then you have sex with the hole. But here a couple things that is kind of wrong with this. First, porn normally is you're watching like two people or more have sex like in a screen. You're usually not in the point of view of the person on top of or under someone normally. So I'm not sure that having the screen and the thing would work. And frankly, even if it were, like you would see the head and the neck of someone on the screen. I'm not even being gross. I'm talking about the logistics. Hold on. Let me finish this. This is something that just popped into my head. If you see like the head and neck of the person you want to have sex with, and you have like the vagina shaped fleshlight in the screen, then the vagina-shaped fleshlight in the screen is an inch lower than the face. So it doesn't even seem, and if it's longer, like you can see the head, chest, and then the screen cuts away right before the area there between legs, then it's not.
You trying to dance around the terminology is fucking hilarious to me.
Then if you just see the head, the neck, the torso, and right before the vagina, and then you have the vagina fleshlight right there, then it's not to scale. Because think of how small the screen is and how much it would have to the length. So that
are you insinuating the possibility that there might be a good deal of disorientation,
yes!
vertigo, and or nausea that this whole thing causes?
I feel like it's fascinating in a now we have this kind of way.
Oh my god! I'm sorry, I quickly need to do this. They do have a female version.
Oh, okay. Maybe that one I can show on the as the banner. Maybe it won't look so No, I can't show that at all. Oh my god! Why would you even show that to me?
Because of education.
It's not even covered up. I can see the top part.
Oh, Leon, your indignation is just fabulous.
Anyway, tell us about the video games.
Video games. This is Leon's least favorite part, where he just hands it off to me and goes and makes a sandwich.
I actually am going to the refrigerator right now, but only because I'm really thirsty. I swear.
Potato salad?
No, like water. I need water.
Are you sure you want? Maybe I should wait until you get back, because I want to talk to you about this.
Give me like 1 second.
Okay. Johnny, you wanna give us a musical interlude while he's gone?
Whim away, a 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 whim away. Any second now, Austin.
I don't have the confidence. I wanted to.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Come on, all right. At least you do the backups, and I'll sing the lead.
I'm back. I've returned to save Austin.
Thank you, Leon. I really wish I could.
He asked me.
I really wanted to jump in. I'm just too embarrassed.
He knew what he was getting into. Have you seen that picture from that PC magazine where the guy reviews that one Sims expansion pack?
Yeah, he got blacklisted by EA, but it was like a paragraph.
I'm gonna find it. Finish your thought, and I'll link it for you.
Hit the old bar. Do you want to read some of the best bits for the listeners there, Leon?
Take me 1 minute to read the whole thing. This is a review of a Sims 2. I want to say Sims 2 expansion pack, if I'm reading this correctly.
Yeah, H&M fashion stuff for the Sims 2.
This will take me 1 minute. Here's what I think happened, but did not happen, at a recent party when one man in a suit met another man in a suit next to a punch bowl filled with molten diamonds. One man said his job was, for want of a better description, to pump out awful money-sponging updates for The Sims 2. The other man said his job was, for want of a better description, to generate soul-destroying advertising deals for a clothing company. They both sighed at this point and looked into each other's vacant eyes. Words weren't needed. This content pack was created then. "Harold, what's wrong?" a wife would later ask her bedraggled husband. "This one's really bad, Sarah," he would admit. "It's 60 sodding outfits for H&M, and we're charging £10 for it." "People will still buy it," she insisted. Harold raised his hand and struck his wife hard across the face, spilling his scotch on the carpet they'd bought with that devil money. He knew she was right, but he hated what they had both become. He hadn't sailed in 7 years. Maybe he would go sailing again. Those were the last random thoughts his suffering brain delivered to him as the rope tightened around his neck. How cruel. His frantic kicking relaxed. He was sailing now. This content pack really is unmitigated bum. I really wish I had read that in a British accent.
And that score, like right down there, you can see just like half of the 5. That's out of 100.
Okay. I think that's. I mean, the humor at the end is maybe a little too dark for me these days, but not for 4 years ago, Leon. Yeah. In a way, this is a brilliant review. I love that it's titled, honestly, this can fuck right off. This is wonderful. I know that a character in The Boys, which is I believe was written by Garth Ennis, was modeled in appearance after Sean Pegg. And there's sort of this controversy about whether or not he gave permission, but there's never been any lawsuit or anything about it. It's a face.
If Sean Pegg, saw himself in a comic book, I think he'd probably be more like, than, hey, wait a minute.
This isn't cool. But no, he wasn't called Sean Pegg. He just really looks like Sean Pegg. But anyway, what did I say? Simon Pegg. I'm sorry, Simon Pegg. I'm thinking Shaun of the Dead. Ugh,
and I just totally went right with you too.
Yeah, you just accepted my truth.
I thought there was just an actor named Sean Pegg that I wasn't aware of. I just was like, oh, I don't get this reference. I'll set this one out.
We may have to call this episode Sean Pegg now. Gosh, there's so many options. But anyway.
Johnny, theoretically, if I wanted to go to Canada and commit a crime, which would result in me being surrounded by Mounties, which crime would be best for those purposes?
Geez. You'd probably want to do something pretty vicious and violent, or really, really lucrative. So, organ smuggling, maybe?
Being a Mountie sounds awesome now.
It'd be really, really difficult to, just let enough of your organ smuggling ring get out into the public eye before they'd be like, wait, is this guy really an organ smuggler? Maybe we should send the RCMP.
Get the weird hats.
So wait, if I just run across the border holding my appendix, they're not going to come after me with horses?
Probably not, no.
Damn it.
The aphrodisiac ad that is right in my face as I am innocuously buying Diet Coke is a picture of a naked Asian man just viciously penetrating Chun-Li. And
it took my brain a second to register that's actually what you said and not like a fever dream I had in the middle of this podcast.
No, it's Chun-Li, and I know it's her because of the outfit, but her bottom half is obviously nude, and it's very graphic. It's not like implied, and it's gross for one thing.
Now, is this a real Chinese man and a cartoon character? Or are we talking
No.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit stuff here?
No, this is hentai.
Okay. Was the guy at least a Street Fighter character?
I don't know, because he was naked.
I gotta make sure this is canon.
I just need to know if it's canon.
If it's Sagat or something, it's like, no, I'm gonna call bullshit on this.
Yeah, never gonna fucking happen. Never.
I want to see if I can find an image of this. I'm sending it.
Don't do it. You know that I'll click on that link. I won't be able to resist. What happens next is on you. It's on you.
Okay, hold on. Just give me 1 second.
I'll tell your wife.
So what? I'm gonna tell her about it. This is hysterical. Hold on. Let me get my show here.
At least we don't have to find a title card for this episode.
No, there's no way I'm doing that. Okay.
Oh, you creatively beat it.
There it is.
I hate you, Leon.
Yeah, that looks canon.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's Ryu.
That's totally Ryu.
You're right. You're right. And there's his balls.
That's a good podcast title episode name.
There's his balls.
This is disgusting. I can't believe I'm putting this in the episode.
He's got no leverage. Zero.
To our audience, I apologize. I was actually trying to have a serious conversation about this, and then I realized who I am and who I am talking to, and I realized this was going to go foul. But if you throw lovin' right in the middle of all this just violent aggression, it just seems gross.
I think it's supposed to reflect Greek mythology, which is half violence and half boning.
Well, I understand. I mean, if you certainly look at mythology, you realize
With heavy metal.
you realize that the gods were having sex with everyone, and it's largely non-consensual. At least Kratos gets it on with people who says, yes, I genuinely do want to have sex with you. It's totally okay. Let's do this. So I guess, in a way, God of War is less skeevy than Greek mythology, which is weird to think about.
Yeah, how progressive is that series that the hero isn't a rapist?
Yeah.
Gold star. Oh my god, that's terrible.
The worst thing we've ever said, even though it was clearly positive.
I don't know enough about like Greek or like Roman dress, but were they in the habit of covering their breasts? I have no idea, because that's not a thing is ubiquitous across all cultures.
Huh. I watched Xena, Warrior Princess.
Historically accurate.
And she had her breastplate on, which actually will allow me to move into our next topic.
I just gotta say that every time somebody says Dawn of Justice, like, the only thing I can think of is the lineup of the Justice League and, like, Dawn Draper. I don't know why, but it's like Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and I'm like, yeah.
That's our title card. Someone needs to Photoshop that.
Dawn of Justice? Yeah.
Dawn of Justice.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I just, like, every time, for, like, the past fucking 6 weeks or something, blah, 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 Dawn of Justice, I just see Dawn Draper in the middle of the fucking Justice League.
Damn it, Peggy. Anyway, there are reports that the studio is basically done for, that is closing up,
Studio Ghibli's closing down?
Well, that's the thing, Johnny. Everyone was immediately started panicking and, anyway, I'm going to have to say that a lot because Johnny just loves interrupting me. Anyway, it turns out that reports of Ghibli's deaths was greatly exaggerated because...
Studio Ghibli's not closing down?
Studio Ghibli's not closing down?
Okay.
Studio Jibba Jabba?
Studio Giblets. And that they're going to be, like, reshuffling some staff and whatnot. So
Studio Ghibli is restructuring?
I only assume that this is mistranslated this way. You know how, like, in English, some letters are just almost inexplicably silent? Maybe the word not is silent in Japanese, and we didn't figure that out.
You want to throw some L and R jokes in there, Leon?
No, I'm just saying. The word silent,
guys.
and we didn't know that they was not closing down.
If I could rearrange the English alphabet, I'd put U and T together, because that's where it fucking belongs.
Okie dokie, then.
Oh, terrible. It's the first show. Go ahead.
I don't know if this is salvageable, but I love it. So, yeah, they're still going to exist as a company for a while at least, but presumably they're just going to, reevaluate some stuff, how they do business, because...
Studio Ghibli signed a record deal with Weird Al?
I hate you so much right now.
But it's intangible. I can't reach over and like fist bump Leon or push a custard pie into your face, Austin. That doesn't make it real, but
I say we all try to fist Leon through the internet.
Wow.
All together now. Everybody listening all at once. Go.
You really want to phrase it that way?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I stand by my statement, Leon.
What's your favorite Robin Williams performance, Austin, or is it Aladdin?
I mean, it is Aladdin, but there's like 1,000 other ones. If you follow me on Twitter, and you should, I actually like went a little weird like a month ago, and I just started tweeting about Jumanji.
Jumanji!
I don't know if anybody saw that. It was really weird. I just
yelled Jumanji, man.
I know. I love Jumanji. Actually, it's an inside joke with me and my girlfriend. Like, we were just laying in bed the other night. It was, like, before any of this, right? And she was, like, playing on her phone or something, and I just leaned over, and it got up right up in her ear, and I just whispered, Jumanji!
You're a romantic son of a bitch.
I know. It was the greatest moment of my life. I don't know. I just love that movie, and I love everything about it. Just, what year is it? It's just, that's it. The funny thing to me about this is the movie's called Ouija, right? And I just looked it up, and I guess Hasbro owns the rights to that name. Like, the Ouija board is a copyrighted, like, name. So they had to secure the rights to that.
Right.
They could have just called it Spirit Board.
Yeah.
I guess, but it wouldn't. I mean, they gotta get that brand name.
You want the brand name power? That, like, unstoppable juggernaut name of Ouija behind your movie?
Yeah.
Exactly.
People are going to be like, I've been a fan of Ouija ever since I was 4 years old. I gotta see this movie, because this movie is going to revolutionize Ouija.
If you use, like, the spirit board, your transmission to the other side is, like, 14% less powerful. So you can't use that, like, store brand knockoff shit.
Yeah, they don't listen to that shit, spirit boards. They're like, what's that you hear? Don't fucking, no. That's not a Ouija.
You didn't make the effort for me to materialize in your living room, so.
And as much as I want to tell you that I love you and I miss you being my son and cooking your favorite cake for you, fuck you. You didn't spend the $15 for Ouija. Instead, you spent the $12 for a spirit board.
The 90s didn't officially start until Power Rangers hit TV, which is that's 93, so I'm going to agree with Johnny.
Okay.
It was, there's a fucked up black hole in culture there. Where, like, the whole Cyndi Lauper thing and Madonna and all this, and Madonna went, like, I mean, look at that area. Madonna went sideways. She blazed a lot of, like, ground in a lot of new ways, where it was like, you know, where she was just like, yeah, I'm a sexual woman, that's cool, fuck off, you know, but at the time, it was just fucked up and weird. It was a really, really weird-ass time.
I'm quoting you out of context for my own amusement on Twitter now.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I have to look at this now.
Madonna went sideways?
No.
Let's wait and see what Austin says on Twitter.
Yeah, we're going to stop the show while we look at Twitter about something that Johnny just said on the show.
I'm gonna retweet that.
This is what gets me through the week, guys.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, like looking at the Tekken roster on the left?
Well, it's not a crossover
then,
game. It's just Pokemon in the style of Tekken.
Oh,
See?
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I totally misunderstood what this. I read that headline, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
You thought they were gonna have
I thought it was
Hihachi just punching Jigglypuff in the face?
I honestly thought that's what they were gonna do.
That would be sweet. You could just beat the shit out of that Pokemon with the fucking martial artists from Tekken.
I was really, really weirded out, but now that you're actually telling me what it's about, I feel like the world is a less bright place.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I kill your hype? Were you so hyped about this, and now you just can't bring yourself to care anymore? Pokemaniac, you.
I'm excited for Pokemon fans.
Poor Leonza. He's like, I don't Pokemon. Alright, I know, I'm sorry. I won't belabor this Pokemon story. You guys don't like Pokemon. Just last thing. They announced this game, right? It's supposed to be a huge game. I mean, Pokemon's, world famous, super popular. The Wii U is super struggling right now. Do you know what system they announced it for?
The Wii?
None. No systems. It's coming to arcade machines in Japan.
Seriously?
That's it as of now. Obviously, someday it could get a port to Wii U. It could come to America. But right now, it's Japanese arcade exclusives, which is kind of strange when you have a struggling home console out.
That's an unusual move. Like, I mean, that bespeaks a certain attitude, possibly, on Nintendo. That's kind of troubling. I don't know what else to say about that. Austin, I take it your stunned silence is...
No, Austin's gone.
I know. I was just filling radio dead air, man.
That's another show.
I know it is.
Yeah.
That's what you call cross-promotion.
Oh, yeah.
Which is weird because I've actually never listened to Radio Dead Air.
I actually do from time to time. I go into the secret chat. Yeah, where all the big shots talk. It's hidden.
That sounds exciting.
It's not, but it's nice to talk to other peoples in the industries.
Networking.
Yeah, that's what it is. Gosh, Austin's gone, and it's just everything is wrong. Everything is wrong with the universe.
I'm sorry, that topic just suddenly ended, and I was like, I don't know what to say about Pokemon. I do have a war turtle named Steven.
Leon, but I'm unsatisfied with your answer to the more important question, which I saw on Twitter earlier. Someone asked you who would win in the fight between the three of us, and you said Johnny knows Kung Fu. That was your answer.
Well, I felt like I was saying Johnny would win because he knows Kung Fu.
I know. I'm still dissatisfied with that answer.
It wasn't just a statement of that Johnny knows Kung Fu, but I know something else. No, I can't fight at all. I learned
I mean, Leon, being real, me and Johnny would whoop your pasty ass. The question
I agree.
would win between me and Johnny, I think.
I still feel like it's Johnny because I don't know what you do for a living, but I think Johnny has some sort of physically demanding job that makes sort of juggernaut.
I used to be a dock worker, and then I dug ditches. And also I played high school football.
Oh my god, you're really putting down your jock card on this one.
Austin, I know you got weak knees though, and I'm not above kneecapping you.
Ah, damn it. That's true. I do have an Achilles knee, but...
Just to interject here, in a fair fight, Johnny destroys me. Austin probably does as well. In a dirty fight, I have a shot. And I'm not just talking about pulling hair and, like, groin stuff. Like...
groin stuff. Please let that be name of this episode. Groin.
I'm going to try to get it passed. Yes, I'm going to try to get it in, groin stuff. But no, I mean, every fight... I haven't been in a fight as an adult because people get along with me very well, and if someone gives me a hard time, I usually just look at them quizzically and just say, why are you yelling at me? Why are you upset with me? And they're like, I don't know, I'm drunk. You know, like, well, that's why. Leave me alone. And that's usually the end of it. So I haven't been in a fight as an adult. I was in plenty of fights as a youngster, and all of them were dirty. That meant, like, throwing shit and, like, calling friends of mine over to help me out. So, as a child... You
have no honor.
No, as a child... Well, I grew up in Baltimore. This place is, like, it's horrible. It's exactly like The Wire, except it's way worse.
I was pretty sure that they were originally just going to call Baltimore Thunderdome.
There's a famous piece of graffiti in Baltimore that apparently no one will ever take down. It just says Bulletmore Murderland. as opposed to Baltimore, Maryland. And no one will take it down. No one will, like, get rid of it because it's so accurate that we're like, I can't even get mad at this because it's illegal.
Before we continue, I also need to address one other thing, because there was another comment about our impending battle to the death, which apparently is a thing that is now happening.
Obviously.
Somebody writes here, I think Johnny would try a high jump kick but then miss and crash because he hasn't played Pokemon and does not know the folly of such a move. Leon would probably try to unsuccessfully seduce the others with deep, sexy voice and then get the crap beat out of him.
I would.
And then he says, Bears suck, bring on football season.
I did see
because
that.
He just, apparently he needs to go after all of us for some reason. And I just a word of advice, all right? Rule number 1 about jump kicks is you never aim high.
It's a Pokemon reference. There's an attack in Pokemon called High Jump Kick, and if you miss, you take like 30% of the damage it would have inflicted. So it's a high risk, high reward move.
I'm just saying you don't do it. Leaves your groin open, and it's also predictable. If you jump and you kick low, people are like, oh my god, he's in the air, he's gonna kick me in the face, and then you, like, plant your foot in his abdomen, he's like, oh, I fell for it again.
If the three of us ever meet, the one thing to keep in mind is not to leave your groin open. Something will happen.
Yes.
Something bad.
Definitely.
Not necessarily something bad,
No.
gentlemen, but something will happen. You know, so it wasn't necessarily new, but it might have been like the right time and the right design, which is not what this is.
Well, they're masters of marketing shit we don't need or already have back to us at higher prices. For some reason, like people talk about corruption in game journalism. I saw some clips from that press conference, and they got a standing ovation for announcing a $350 watch.
I demand neutral, ethical reporting from our fashion journalists.
Obviously.
Because, I mean, if you're buying the iPhone 6, then you better have the watch, too.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to wait 6 months for the Apple Watch 2. It's going to make the Apple Watch 1 look like a rubber band.
A rubber band with little crayon scribbles on it.
Pretty much.
It says time o'clock.
It's pretty great though, the way they were talking about it, like all their, the features and stuff. They were like, "Oh, it's an intimate way to communicate from your wrist," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's a watch, you assholes!" Like,
I intimately communicate from my wrist almost every day.
It's just the worst. It's like I'm sorry, but it's like Apple comes out with a watch and it's like presenting something we've had for a long time. It's better than looking at the sun and just guessing.
Oh my god. Well, that's a sad link, Johnny. Thanks for that.
Okay, let's see what Johnny is linking us to.
Do you want to talk about this?
I'm sure this
kind of a downer.
I'm sure this is riveting for our audience. Let's see. Canada faces a crisis on Aboriginal reserves. Oh my god. What's happening? Why did...
that was a UN investigator as well.
Oh god.
Everything is sad. I'm sorry, listeners.
Yeah. Someone say something stupid quick. This isn't supposed to happen. But no. No. Yeah. I am so sorry. I am so sorry to I want to say Inuit, but then I just found out that apparently there's no good way to say it. No matter what I say, whether I say Inuit or Eskimo.
No. I mean, we can refer to them both just as long as you are describing them very specifically.
What's the word that encompasses both so that I don't screw myself?
Tauntauns, right?
Good night, everybody. Wow. It was a great run while it lasted.
Jesus.
Am I thinking of the wrong guy? Those are the snow people, right?
No, the Tauntaun is a monster from Star Wars.
Okay, no, you both have it wrong, okay? The Tauntaun is the thing that Luke rides out into the thing into Hoth.
Right, that's what I meant.
That's the Tauntaun, not the monster.
They're all.
The Wampa.
I'm sorry,
That's
but
it.
sorry.
Is the monster.
I didn't mean to be offensive. I meant Wampa. Jesus Christ, you guys are touchy.
I was thinking of the rideable creature, but still, it looks like a monster.
You said monster. I mean,
right, that's a monster too.
There's an actual monster in those scenes as well. That's the Wampa. So I mean, like.
Oh, okay.
But now I've corrected myself, so nothing I said was offensive, right?
I thought you guys smelled bad on the outside.
I bet when you say Tauntaun, the Wampa are offended, and if you say Wampa, the Tauntaun are offended.
You know what? I'm gonna walk away from that.
Hashtag Hothgate.
I'm sorry.
I demand more cultural sensitivity when referring to fictional creatures and the geographical regions that they come from.
So here are my 4 characters. I hope I remember their names right. The character who I've decided is the leader of our group. Her name is Bane Odengard, and she's a Viking warrior immigrant that came to America, and she's deluded and thinks that Odin wants her to bring about the apocalypse. That is her backstory. Also in the bio it says her favorite color is purple. And I decided that she's both the leader and the medic, so I gave her field combat stuff like first aid and surgery. My second character, his name, and I managed to fit all of this into the name slot. His name is Tim Tipperary, Gentleman Bastard. And his backstory is that he grew up on the streets of Blackpool, and he's a con man, and and he's just a straight up asshole. And I think
what a gentleman.
Oh yeah. He thinks he is anyway.
We need to play a tabletop RPG, the three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The third character, her name is Boxcar Sally, and she is a former Las Vegas casino tycoon turned hobo. And I forget what I gave her. Oh yeah, she has a bunch of like technical knowledge, like lockpicking and shit. Yeah. No, I actually gave no one toaster repair, and now I regret it. The fourth and final character, he has a mask, and his name is Dr. America. So Dr. America. Oh, what was his real name? I said, in the bio, I said, his real name is, Shirtless Pantless Nicholas Naked. But his fake name, his pro wrestling name is Dr. America. He's a pro wrestler, turned, ranger. And, he is actually secretly a cannibal and secretly Scottish. And those are my four characters. And
Wait, is Scottish more secret than cannibal? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Priorities.
Yeah, he just fakes an American accent like Hugh Laurie or something. All right, we really gotta wrap up. I'm just gonna say real quick. This will take 10 seconds. The game I've been playing throughout the entire run of Wordfunk, Tales of Grace's F.
Wait. Wordfunk and.
Oh God! Did I start playing it during Blizzard? No.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Oh my God.
You were playing it back then. This is the end of an era.
Oh my God. Well, anyway, I've been playing Tales of Grace's F for a long time. I beat the final boss, but
the first arc.
Right. But I beat Tales of Grace's, but I haven't beaten F. The way I always feel is like, once the credits roll, I'm done with the game, but I love these characters so much. So yeah, I love them hard. So, what's gonna happen is,
hard.
One day I will, I'm gonna keep the game instead of, trading it back to, GameStop with what I normally do once I see the credits, and I will play.
That's the end of two eras.
Yeah. But that's all for Wordfunk this week, everyone. Stay funky? No.
No.
No catchphrase. God damn it.
Oh God! Now that has to change for next week. That has to change.
God, no catchphrase.
Scrap this whole. Scrap the whole episode. Start over.
That's it. Nuke it.
I'm sorry. Salt the earth, everybody. Goodbye. I said this last week and got silenced. Johnny, would you like to say goodbye?
Stay funky?
There you go.
No,
Austin.
do not.
Austin, would you like to say goodbye?
I was embarrassed for like half an hour after it ended last time because you said stay funky.
I know, that was not surprising. I thought of that on the spot, and we all agreed that it was terrible and that it was not going to be the catchphrase.
That's why I had to say it again.
I know.
Awful.
Austin's going to say it next week. Austin, would you like to say something besides stay funky right now before?
I'm sorry for this entire enterprise. I apologize, everyone.
All right. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Stay however you want. Austin, anything you want to say, whether it's a cryptid or not?
No, I'm going to stick with Chupacabra.
Okay. Well, Chupacabra, everybody. We have to get going.
No,
so
Leon, say it right. Okay, everybody. Stay Chupacabra.
Stay Chupacabra, everyone. Dear God, what have we wrought upon the world? But we're gonna go now. Stay depressed.
I thought we were staying Chupacabra.
That was last week.
We're always staying something, which means we're never staying anything because we keep changing.
Wow. I just hurt myself.
Deep.
Goodbye.
We're not good at ending these things.
No, we're really not. We're absolutely not. Stay on the air? I don't know. Goodbye, everyone. Guys, that's all we have to say for now. Stay funky and
No, it's all hail Gorthanax.
Oh, and also all hail Gorfanax. That too. We can do both things. I think you can stay funky with Gorfanax. All right.
Oh, yes.
I gotta go. So with everything under the sun said about every topic, we mosey on down that lonesome road into internet oblivion, where I press the red button on my Skype and everything stops forever. So have fun without us, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, penis. See you next week, where clearly we will talk about 70s romance films.
And remember, snake face.
What?
Wait, what?
Excuse me?
I have no idea.
God damn it, Johnny.
Hug the people you love frequently, because it masks your scent. What's wrong with hot dogs? Isn't it honorable to use all parts of the animal?
God.
It might seem a little strange to keep a collection of your own blood in the freezer, but if you ever need to fake your own death, you'll thank me. Time is a relative concept. Glue is not.
The owls are not what they seem.
I appreciate that, Austin. Hold on to your calendars, kids, because in a few years the dates are going to match up, and people are going to think you're a time traveler. I really hate the way people say the English patient and the running man.
Just those phrases?
No, like the movie titles.
How would you say them?
Well, I mean, because the point is that the patient is English, right? Like, he's an Englishman. So it would be like the English patient. But people say the English patient. And I'm like, he's a patient of English?
That's
or
not
like,
not the proper
running man.
emphasis.
Where it's like, no, the running man. He's a man that's running. He's a patient that's English. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Don't walk it off. Sit the fuck down. Seriously, you just hurt yourself. You need to recover. Ice packs, drink plenty of water, get some rest.
Don't listen to him. Rub dirt in it. Get back out there.
Remember, kids, time is not your friend. And neither are your friends, probably. In fact, I think they're probably teaming up to get you. Also, guys, don't move. Please don't.
I've moved so many times.
Like, do everything you can to either not move or at least adopt a hobo lifestyle. Don't collect video games. Don't collect DVDs. Don't collect books. Don't fucking collect music. Don't buy a guitar. Don't have a chair and a desk and a computer. If you have to move, put your shoes on, get your backpack on your back, and go to the new place. Sleep on the floor in a fucking sleeping bag, because it's not fun.
Okay.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Really? We're going to go out on that? Okay. Words before we head out for the night?
Cheese. That's a word.
It's one word.
You said word, so I gave you one. I thought Johnny was going to give you one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say that I bought like a really huge jar of kimchi the other day and being like, I'm never going to eat all that kimchi. And I'm like 3/4 of the way through my kimchi. So things are getting really distressing in my bathroom these days.
That, Johnny. All right, we really do have to go, or I do anyway. Anything you guys want to say right before I press stop? And you guys usually say something incredibly weird and random. We usually do that.
I think living next to a sausage house, like a smokehouse for sausages, is hopefully going to affect my scratchy nerd voice and make it a little bit lower, more seductive, and kind of taste a little bit like chorizo. Spicy.
I can't wait.
But not too much. Ladies. Remember, kids, traffic laws are a life choice.
That's like the tagline of this podcast. Word funk. There's no reason for any of this.
Right. We should just be called the podcast that shouldn't exist.